Hi.
Hi.
Oh my god, your voice is higher than I thought it was gonna be.
It's a lot weirder than we thought anyone thought it was going to be.
It's cute though.
But can you take me seriously? That's the point here.
So, I guess I'm going to prove my my love and devotion to your work by eating it, huh?
You're gonna fucking eat it. You think you need to tell them what the thing actually is, what the paper is, because they all think you're going to die.
Yeah, so I'm gonna preface this with saying, according to Google Docs, a little change is 712 pages. That's roughly the size of two of these books, two books. Right here. You can't see it. We're not on video call. We're on voice only. But it says you can kind of hear it right there. You could hear that.
I'll look the video over later on.
Yeah. So I'm not eating two of these. I also looked up that if you eat too much paper, it could clog up your digestive system, and you have to get surgery. So I purchased one of these from Michael's. It's a sugar paper kind of thing. It's $10 a sheet, so I'm not fucking buying more than one sheet. So what I did was that I wrote my favorite excerpt with frosting pens, and they are brush tips, so it was really, really hard to do, but I managed to fit all of it onto one page. Let's see. Also, the lighting in this room is absolutely terrible, so you're gonna have to deal with it. I don't have a better lit place right now. I'm moving living situations soon, so this is not gonna be permanent. So, and Molly's already seen it, because I sent a picture, but I wrote an entire excerpt in blue frosting marker that I'm going to have to eat now. I was really afraid of this dissolving overnight. Also, it says a little change here at the bottom, so technically I am eating a little change. You can't fucking tell me I didn't do that. Also, I think the fact that I wrote down an entire excerpt shows that I do also appreciate your writing. I guess while I eat this, you could start with the questions. I have a few of them, and they're kind of weird and not really related to the story, so if you wanted to, I'm going to take the first bite.
Yeah. That's going to be a beautiful video.
I'm taking the first bite now.
Okay. The first thing I got just a few minutes ago, the first question I got is just asking me to say something. And it says in an argument, I don't think I'll be getting into an argument, at least not today.
Ooh.
It says, are you going to say, I'm a fucking ray of sunshine, asshole? I'm a fucking ray of sunshine, asshole!
So,
wonderful.
So this tastes like flavorless gum. It's really disgusting, but I'm gonna eat the whole thing.
Oh my god.
You
just realized now it doesn't taste good.
It doesn't. I thought, well, it's supposed to go on cakes, so I thought it would taste good. And I don't usually like sweet things. So I wasn't expecting myself to like it, but this actually does not taste. It tastes like if you mixed paper and gum. So it does taste kind of like paper. And I don't think. Can you hear me like biting into it, like?
Yeah, kind of.
Like that.
Yeah.
This was hard to chew, but I'm gonna do it. Sorry.
Have you ever eaten paper before, though?
No, I remember seeing a documentary when I was in health class about a girl who ate paper because she had an eating disorder, and I was so scared and terrified, and I thought, how would you ever get to that point in your life?
And then you started saying you were gonna eat it.
Yes. I actually was gonna go ahead and take that challenge, and then I decided I don't want to have surgery. I'm not good under anesthetics.
For the longest time, I thought it was meant to be a joke that you kept saying you were gonna eat it.
I was gonna print out. Okay, so
at some point.
I've written on my hands enough, and you can't see it anymore, but I got ink all over my hands. Usually on my ring finger I get ink when I draw in Copics or in these sugar markers or any kind of pencil. And you're going to see this when you see the video, I hold my pencil like this, where it's basically my ring finger is basically touching the tip. I have to hold it really, really close to the tip or I can't use it at all. So I've figured that I've gotten enough ink poisoning to last me a lifetime already. So I was going to print out a single page of paper. I was going to try to print the whole thing on one page of paper, and it was just going to be basically like a black page that looked like complete and utter nonsense. Sorry. And that was going to be the thing that I did. So it wasn't going to be so much paper, it was going to be mostly ink. And,
we're all 100% sure that this paper is not going to kill you.
No, it's not going to kill me, it's just terrible.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
Yeah, let me take a swig from my, my Trolls water bottle. That's one of the questions. So, I also, you might be able to see this. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but I'm surrounded by Trolls merchandise right now because someone asked me, one of the questions I got was, what Trolls merchandise do you have? And so I took it all out of its hiding space in my messy, messy room that I'm currently in, so that I could properly show it. So here's one of them, is the Trolls water bottle. One side's Poppy and one side is Branch.
I can't wait to see that set up.
It's a mess. Oh, that actually, okay, drinking water actually makes this a lot more bearable because it just dissolves immediately, so.
Oh my god. So it's not going to be a disaster.
Yeah.
You're not going to go through torture eating that.
Yeah. Should I tell them what excerpt I'm eating?
Just tell them which one.
I'm trying to read my own handwriting and it's really bad. It's basically the last, under the last, like, cut in, chapter 21?
21, yeah.
21. Yeah. Where Poppy just fell asleep and Branch is, still awake. He's kind of, like, nodding off and Peppy walks in on them.
They naked!
Yeah. Sorry, my mouth is currently full. Go ahead and keep reading, and I'm gonna just keep eating.
Okay. The next question was just asking if there's gonna be a sequel, and there's not gonna be a sequel to this story in particular because I don't know what happens now. They're just all the drama has happened.
They're just living their lives
together, living. I don't know what I'd write. Just Poppy and Branch doing taxes or something. I can't do that. I'm sure there's a lot of good things you could write, like they're working through their problems, their internal problems, which is all very nice and good, but like I'm not mature enough to write that. So no, there's not going to be an exact sequel to what I wrote. There might be like little ones, little one things, one piece, one shots.
You're gonna make sorry, go ahead.
What is it? Might be like little one shots based on like their future. Just little moments. Maybe some with their kids. I love the kids.
I heard that, I think I remember you said that you were gonna make, like an anthology of just, like, like the kids.
Like, yeah, I might actually do that at some point. I have to, like, I can only work at one thing at a time, and I'm working on something else at a time.
Yeah.
But, like, I have, like, a one-shot of Poppy being pregnant. I have a one-shot of Guy and Satin being pregnant. So I thought I could, like, put them as the first two chapters, and then you could write some stuff going on and on again of the little kids as they get older and all that.
Jade coming out.
Yeah. Jade coming out, that would be, like, way later. He has to go through all his awful toddler years first.
Yeah.
And I suppose I'd also have to write, like, Suki and Chenille. One for them as well. I'd have to write that first. But I don't know when that, if I'm writing that or not, we'll see.
If I remember correctly, Cooper's the donor for them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Cooper would probably be in it.
Yeah.
Like very long. That would be awful. At some point, maybe. No. Sorry if you've already been asked. What was the inspiration for the thing? I said this before. I was playing a game of Sims. It wasn't a great inspiration. It was just, and you know how Sims is. It's just like.
Sims is...
You go to work, you eat, you make them fuck, you don't do much.
yeah.
What?
No, Sims is...
Which is why a little change wasn't exactly a groundbreaking idea, because it came from a not so groundbreaking game.
No, yeah. I also... Sorry. It tastes like ink. The fucking marker tastes like ink. I would never put this on candy. I found this at Michael's. I think this was like $8. It's terrible. I'm gagging every so often.
The marker is specifically for eating, yet it tastes like ink.
It tastes so bad.
For all those weirdos out there that want to
oh god.
eat ink.
Oh no, yeah, no, so I was gonna say, I also had Sims, because I didn't know what to put on Sims 4, because my sister bought it. I told her not to, because it's really, like, it's probably the most stripped down Sims game. But, put Branch and Poppy in it. Tried really, really hard to make them look like they did in my Human AU. You can't really translate cartoons into the Sims, so they look kind of weird. That's actually how I decided that Puzzle was older than Brooke, because Poppy got pregnant with the boy first. She didn't have twins, so I just decided then that Puzzle was the first one, the older one of the two twins.
If you just like acted fast and made them have a new baby really, really fast, you could pretty much race them as twins. Sims works fast. How does it feel to get the art? I love the art. The art's amazing. How many art pieces have you done for it so far? You've done a lot.
Fuck. Remember I did one where it was just like bam, bam, bam for like all the chapters that I missed. I don't think there's one for every chapter. No. There might be multiple ones. There are multiple ones for one chapter. I have to check right now. I'm gonna check my tag. Just maybe see. I don't even think they're all tagged a little change, but I'm gonna try.
Yeah, so I got art once when I think it was chapter 5 or chapter 6. I got a piece of art for it, and it was the first piece of art I got, and I'm pretty sure I cried because I didn't understand why I was getting art, and I was really, really happy.
Oh no, yours was really, really good. No, I'm serious. Like, a lot of people were hooked from the very beginning.
Yeah, it was really great. But then it wasn't just like a little doodle or anything. It was like fully lined, fully detailed. It had all the details in the background from the little details in the story, and that's what I love. It's when they put like little details from the story, and I'm like, oh my god, you're actually paying attention. That's amazing. And
I tried. It was so hard to do. The first drawing that I did for a little change, which is how I found your Tumblr, because I stalk everyone who reblogs my art. Just so you guys know. It was extremely, like, I kept going through and through trying to figure out what the fuck was Poppy wearing. It was like a bad thing. It was just like, I wanted it to be perfect. Like, I wanted to encompass how much I liked your writing into a picture. And if I could go back to last year, so like a year ago from now, I'd probably be drawing for your fic right now for chapter 1, because I wish that I had done that. Like, I wish that I had just done it from the get-go, but I was really, really, like, self-conscious, I guess. And I wanted it to be absolutely 100% perfect. And so I didn't get going until, like, it started dipping into it, the worst recesses, and then coming out of it, I guess, so.
I remember when that piece of art that you did with, like, where he was crying and she was in her outfit, I remember seeing it not on your blog, because I didn't follow your blog, because I was afraid of you. There was this other trolls blog I followed. I used to follow a lot of trolls blogs. I don't like as much trolls on my dash anymore, so I haven't followed a lot. But I followed this one trolls blog, and they had, like, reblogged the first piece of art I got, and they, like, put tags on it, like, I love this story, so, like, I stalked them, obviously. And, yeah, then I looked to their thing, and they had reblogged your art, so that was the first place I seen it. I nearly lost my freaking life, because immediately I saw Poppy in that stupid outfit that I wrote her in, and I'm like, oh my god, this is the scene, they drew the scene, and, which was, like, huge relief, very much excitement, because it's like, okay, we're cool person doesn't dislike me or anything, we're cool. And also really, really, really excited.
I'm sorry, I'm still counting. I'm up to 14, and I know that, are we counting, per chapter, or are we counting individual drawings?
I don't know. Individual drawings or something.
Okay,
or
so
chapter,
then there's...
whichever one you're doing so far.
There's way more than 14. So probably like 20 at this point, but I'm going to count. So 15, 16, 17, 18.
Sit around 20.
18. So, and then with the other ones, there's probably like 20.
Yeah, there's a lot. Which is really, really weird and really cool.
Sorry.
It's just 20 from you, and there's a lot. I gotta like recount every piece of art I've ever gotten at some point, because that's the only accomplishment I have.
I think my goal was,
a lot of people drew with me.
When I started seeing you post art that people drew for you in the notes for each chapter, I basically made myself a goal that I wanted my URL in every single chapter at that point.
That was a goal.
That was a goal.
That was a good goal, because I got excited a lot.
I'm a little over halfway through of eating this thing.
Over halfway through? Thank God. You're not gonna die.
It's so bad.
What's the next? Okay, the next question is, why does Branch ever go by his first name? Well, because that would be confusing. It would be very confusing if I didn't refer to him as Branch in the story. But I made up a reason as to why he was called Branch and he didn't go by his first name. The reason of that is that, alright, so, you know his mom and his dad died, and he's actually named after his dad. And his dad is Rosie's son. So, after his dad disappeared, it was like a very sad, very upset atmosphere for the whole little family. But Branch was alive, and Branch was really little. And Rosie, whenever she looked at him, it was like, it was him. It was her son, but he was just tiny.
Yeah.
And to her, it kind of felt like she was starting all over again. And she didn't want to do that. She knew this was like another person. So she was really hesitant to call him by the name, because that would just be like replacing him entirely. It felt really, really weird to her. She didn't want to do that. So she started like giving him nicknames. She'd call him anything but his real name. Like she let him know that was his first name, and he'd introduce himself as his first name. And remember, he introduced himself to Poppy when they were like toddlers, and he was very sophisticated about it because he was told how to introduce himself properly. He's a toddler, and he's like, "My name is Frederick Branch," and then Poppy is just like, "Bench, no, Frederick Bench, Bench." She just kept going, "Bench, Bench, Bench," and he's trying to say, "No, that's not my name," and she just was not taking it at all. She was like 2. She thought she was right, and if she thought she was right, she was damn well right. But yeah, he actually got very, very attached to that little girl. So then he was like, "Actually, you know what? Call me Branch. Granny, call me Branch. Why do you want to be called by your last name? My name's fucking Branch now. Just live with it." Okay. Why did I call the fanfiction A Little Change? And if I could rename it, what would I call it? That's great, because I want to rename it all the time, but I don't know what to call it. But I came up with the name A Little Change because I'm not good at names. I knew what the story was going to be, but I had no idea how to summarize it with a single title. And there was like a mix of things. No, it was like, so there's like that part from Beauty and the Beast, the song.
The song.
I think it was, yeah. There's a song
she
where
says,
it's like, just a little change.
Yeah.
Small to say the least. Something. That was in my head. There was also that one song from Steven Universe with like, that's actually called A Little Change or something. And it had something to do with money. And at the time, A Little Change had more to do with money. The original version of it did. But then the money aspect kind of disappeared. So we were kind of left with the whole Beauty and the Beast version. So that's why it's called A Little Change. I'm not like entirely happy with it, but everyone's attached to the name by now because that's what they know it as. And if I could rename it, what would I choose? And I just told you I'm bad at the name. And I don't know how to summarize whatever the hell a little change was. I don't know what happened. I don't know what it was. I don't know how it was 23 chapters long. I have no idea what happened. It was really big. It was confusing. How the hell do I summarize that? I call it shit show extravaganza.
That's my favorite fanfiction.
That's the alternative title.
If
What would I call it?
If I may follow up with a question that I got, because this is kind of relevant, if that's okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anonymous asked, what are Branch's favorite Disney movies, you think? I didn't get one for Poppy, but I'm assuming just because she's Poppy, she'd probably like all of them, so I wouldn't be able to answer that anyway. Branch's favorite Disney movies would probably be Aladdin or Mulan, because those are nostalgic, just based on the time period that they grew up. But I think that he's got a guilty pleasure love for Beauty and the Beast and Wreck-It Ralph. Any story where the seemingly bad guy is the good guy in the end, and people learn to understand him, and that's the kind of movie it'll take a lot for him to admit it, but those are his favorites.
You sent me that question on Skype, and I thought about it, and you said Wreck-It Ralph, and I was like, oh, that was what I was thinking too. But for Branch, I also thought Treasure Planet and Meet the Robinsons. That's the kind of thing Branch wants.
Yeah.
He wants his big family. It's kind of weird though. Yeah.
Which is why he's gonna pester his kids for grandchildren when they're old enough, because he wants a really big family. He wants a really big family.
Yeah. He doesn't have a big family. He wants a big family now.
Oh yeah.
Gotta make the kids do it.
Oh my god, excuse my posture, by the way. I'm literally sitting on a bed. When I said I'm moving situations, I literally mean my seating place, and I'm probably gonna take a short video of it to put over. My seating area is literally the end of a bed. This is where I made art for 5 years. Just sitting on a pillow against the end of a bed, which it's not a good place to be. So my back is not good, especially when I'm sitting on a bed. I'm getting a chair and a sofa in my new place of being. So I'm really sorry. Also, I made this shirt. It's a Trollstice sweater. I made this. You can't get it anywhere, so I don't want any comments saying, where did you get that? I made it. Okay, sorry.
That's a really cool design of the jumper. I can't see it right now, but you've shown me before. I love it.
Excuse me.
Now.
Jumper.
That's what we call it. We don't call it sweaters. We call them jumpers.
It is a sweater because you sweat in it. And by the way, it's I'm wearing this not just because it's a Trolls video, but also because it's fucking freezing outside. And you'll probably hate me when I say this, but by freezing I mean it's 55 degrees outside. And
I don't know what that means.
That's 12.8 degrees Celsius outside.
That's hot.
That's freezing for me. That's because in California, anything below 65 is too cold.
Holy fuck.
And also, we've reached the end. Here's a little change. I'm gonna shove that into my mouth.
Eat it.
It hurts.
Beautiful.
There's a paper, the plastic that icing was attached to. It's gonna go away forever now. Into the trash can. Goodbye. There goes $10.
It was worth it. No. What was the favorite moment in A Little Change? I like the part where she ate. I like the. Where was the one? The one where they were naked.
So it's your favorite one too?
I think my favorite one was they had their 3 kisses.
Oh,
and it was
yeah.
A very, very fast kiss, a very, very slow kiss, a very, very quick kiss. I don't know what the third one was, but it was good.
I love all of chapter 20. If I could write it down and not basically destroy my hand or run. By the way, my hands are now covered in ink from just holding that. Also, my tongue is probably blue, but I don't care, because I should show, my favorite candy is liquid warheads. So, it's basically extremely sour candy and it sticks to your tongue when you put it in your mouth, so you can't, it's really hard to spit it out unless you've sucked on it for a little bit. And, it's notorious for, like, burning your tongue. If you have too many, I've burned my taste buds off just having 15 plus of them. And some people have, yeah, some people have, that's what they call warheads, and some people have burned holes through their tongues. But basically what happens is that if you suck on it for long enough, it eventually turns sweet. And I really hate how the sweet tastes. I only want the sour. So they also have this thing called super sour double drops, which is just the liquefied version where it's only sour and it's not sweet at all. In fact, I'm going to show you how much I love this just by unpackaging it and downing it to get this awful, awful paper taste out of my mouth. So my tongue's probably completely blue. I think my second favorite scene is she says that he can feel any part of her, and he goes and he feels her smile. Like, that is also so fucking smooth. I would not think to do that. I would not think to do that with my own girlfriend, even though I love her smile. So.
It's really cute. Okay. I also like Branch being drunk. That was fun.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. That was too long to put on a page though. I'm tempted. I would have been tempted to eat that part.
No, you know what? That's what I'd rename a little change. I'd just rename it Branch's Drunk Chapter 18. What chapter was it? Another thing. Do you have any reflections you would like to share about your journey through the story? What did you enjoy writing for the story? Are you planning on writing more stories? I don't know how to say. I don't know what reflections means.
It's like commentary on your own work.
It was big.
Yeah, no. Two of these, 712-page book.
It was big. Yeah. I don't know, because it took a year, so it was a very stretched out process. So if I were to think of any reflections, I got nothing. Fucking thank you that it's over now. That's all I got. What did you enjoy from writing the story? I liked writing the dialogue a lot. I loved writing their conversations.
Oh, the dialogue is the best part.
Yeah, that's the best part. Some of those conversations got annoying, like when there were a lot of people in a room, because that got really, really hard. Or if it was like Creek talking to somebody, those conversations. I liked Branch and Poppy talking, especially when they were talking about something stupid that didn't have anything to do with the plot. Like, that bug and that monkey are gonna have sex. You wanna fucking prove it? That was a great conversation. I wish they could just fill a whole story full of that.
I got a question that is actually a submission. So yeah. It's it's a picture of Sapphire from the 2005 Trolls series.
Yeah.
With a stick and a rock in her hand. And then it's a picture of Cole, who is the one that everyone says looks like Creek. And, what's his name? Rock. His name is literally just Rock. The one that everyone says looks like Branch, and then they're laughing, and then the meme of the conspiracy theorist. So I don't know what this is supposed to mean. I guess so I'm sorry, I'm stuttering because this is just something that I was not expecting to get into my in my inbox. This was like sent to me the moment after I announced I was going to answer questions while I eat this story. So I don't know what this is supposed to mean or if this was even supposed to be on the video. It probably wasn't. I guess if I could say one thing about the Trolls movie, in relation to the Trolls 2005 series, is that production on that movie started when basically the moment that the 2005 series started becoming irrelevant. Like, it got picked up by DreamWorks and they started working on it, pretty much the moment that this older Trolls series died, which I think that's coincidence, but it's also really, like, weird. I doubt that any of the people working on the movie or the TV show or the sequel have actually even ever heard of the 2005 Trolls series.
Maybe the original crew did, but not
maybe. Yeah, but it is fun to meme about. Someone asked immediately after that, so I don't know if this is probably supposed to be for the video. Someone asked immediately afterwards, says, I was wondering, you said you grew up with the Trolls TV show, and when you saw the trailer for DreamWorks Trolls, the movie, you were like, nope, and you weren't gonna watch it. And you did see it for the first time. What was your impression? So, when I saw the trailer, it was Zootopia. It was Zootopia that I went to see. I was really excited to see it, because it was, I think, the first time that me and my sister just went to a movie on our own on opening weekend. And we were so hyped to see it in the theaters, and the preview comes on for Trolls, and I had never wanted to die more than when I saw that trailer. That made me fear the future of the animation industry. Keep in mind, this was before trailers for the Emoji Movie came out, so I thought that that was probably one of the lowest points. And Sony has continued to top it since, considering they came out with Surf's Up 2, the Emoji Movie, and yeah, there's a second Surf's Up movie that came out earlier this year that is a sequel to a movie that's 10 years old.
Excuse me, I'm having a crisis. Okay,
so Sony has continued to top that awful moment, but at that point, that was probably the worst I had felt in the theater, other than when I went to see Frozen. I was not happy when I went to see Frozen. But, so this was like a new low. I just see people, like, little characters fucking whipping, twerking. I was really, really upset, and I was like, I'm not gonna see this movie. Then, my sister, who, she's also, by the way, the one who made the Branch and Poppy plushes that everyone likes so much. People, for whatever reason, don't know that we're sisters, even though I kind of talk about her a lot. So she saw more trailers to that movie, I think on YouTube, out of pure curiosity, and she saw Branch, and she's like, we're seeing this movie. She said, this character reminds me of our cat Thomas, who is the household meme. He's an angry little fuck who just wants to be left alone. And she goes... He's the one that keeps trying to die. Yes, he was the one who tried to kill himself 3 times, at least. Let me be clear, we weren't abusing this cat. He just... When cats think they're gonna die, like when they have an illness or an injury, they don't let... They try... Depending on the nature of the cat, if they're docile, they're probably going to let you treat it, but a lot of the times, if the cat is really independent, they're going to try to go and not get, and let anyone help them. They're going to try and go into the forest and die on their own. And so he tried to leave the house, and he tried to starve himself 3 times because he thought that he was going to die. So this is the cat that when Kata saw Branch, she goes, oh, it's Thomas! We're going to go see this movie. And I had not seen the trailer at that point. She just told me we're gonna see this movie. She said it looks good. I kind of trusted her judgment. At that point, we were also going on a nostalgia kick of the 2005 series, which is one of the reasons why we were so pissed about this movie, is because it caused the website to go down.
What?
Yeah, because I guess if you type in trolls.com, they didn't want anyone accidentally stumbling upon... They didn't want anyone stumbling upon Trolls.com from 2005. They wanted people to go...
to bury it. Pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah. And so it pissed us off because we wanted to go on this nostalgia kick that we couldn't go on anymore because of that. Which is why she had to resort to typing in the IP of the server to get to that website. So I decided, which is something that I kind of like to do before I go see a movie, especially, a DreamWorks animated movie, because they have really bad marketing. I try to go into a movie blind, having not seen any of the trailers, because I don't want the marketing to give me some kind of weird expectation. I want the story, the movie, to wow me independently, especially if it's DreamWorks. And so we go into the theater so it's me, my sister, and one of my best friends, who's like a sister to me. And I just remember, like, the very first impressions that I got was, wow, they didn't put any humans in this movie. I'm really, really happy that they didn't do that, especially after the disasters that were the Smurfs and Hop and Alvin and the Chipmunks. I'm a huge Chipmunks fan, but I don't like the 2006 reboot that they did. I don't like that. So I was like really happy.
I think a lot of people do.
I was really happy that they didn't put any humans in it, and then I started seeing, like, oh, everything's crafts materials, and I didn't even know that the stop motion sections were stop motion, but I still thought that they were impressive. And as time went on, it was really, like, I remember watching that movie was really fun. I always like movies that try to make you as sad as possible. I also don't like when people say, oh, this movie made me cry, therefore it's a good movie. I don't think that if a movie makes you cry, it's a bad movie, but I prefer movies that are fun to watch because it means you can rewatch them a lot more. Just remember having a really good time, like having fun, making like side jokes with my friends and my sister, and the True Colors scene happened. I don't think I cried, but I definitely had like a moment of extreme empathy, because it reminded me a lot of the way that I feel about my girlfriend. This is getting cheesy. But that kind of like solidified the movie for me, and then they finished it off with a really good song, and another really good song, and another really good song. And the movie was just, it was one of my favorites from the moment that I ended up seeing it. So I'm really glad that I ended up seeing it. I'm glad I went to see it opening weekend too. Like, I didn't wait. I could go ahead and start making fan material for this as fast as possible. And stuff like that. So I'm sorry, I went on way too long for that.
That was a fun story.
Yeah.
Think a little change to end as it did, or did you decide to alter the plot sometimes as you were still writing it? When I started writing it, I knew how it was going to end. The True Colors scene was in my head from like the start. I knew that was going to happen. I knew she was going to be out in the middle of a ditch somewhere. I knew the True Colors scene was going to happen. I knew the bell was, he was going to sell the bell. That's why I like introduced it really, really early on. I like didn't mention it for several chapters, and then I needed to reintroduce it again and again just so no one forgot, because it was important. And yes, I knew that was going to happen. I knew the bell was going to happen, and everything else was kind of like plot points up in the air. I didn't really know what to do with them. So like chapter 3 and chapter 4 were just like, I started writing, I didn't know what the chapter was going to be, but I wrote it and something happened. And I knew there was something to do with them in a bar. I knew there was something to do with Branch breaking down into tears. I knew those things were going to happen. I wasn't sure why, I wasn't sure how, but something was going to happen there. And that whole thing where they went home to Poppy's dad, that was like thrown in at the last minute, which I'm really happy it was thrown in at the last minute, because a lot happened there. A lot. Like, they got a lot of development, and all of them. Poppy did, Branch did, Creek did, Peppy did, and
I'm so glad that we got a lot of Peppy in that story.
Peppy. I didn't plan on putting him in again after like the second chapter, but he came back.
Peppy.
Next. And then they ended up like in the bed, and they woke up in the bed, and that ended up being like a plot point. For some reason, it accidentally added to the plot, so that was great.
the plot thickens, and so do Branch's eyebrows.
Yes. At some point, Branch's eyebrows started getting bigger.
It's really, really weird that I look at my old shit, and Branch's eyebrows weren't fucking thick. Like, I don't know how they evolved to become that bad.
I was gonna say maybe it's stress, but I don't think that's how stress works. Also, like, other stuff that, like, ideas I had in the air that weren't fully fleshed out. Like, there was other ideas that I ended up going with. The whole thing with Branch writing poems, there was actually meant to be a lot more of that. Like, Poppy was actually meant to be a lot more obsessed with the poet than she ended up being. Like, she was dead-ass trying to find him. She was, like, looking up numbers, like, saying, listen, please, this is my soulmate. I just want to talk to him, please. So Branch was just, like, having a heart attack in the corner. Like, no, you don't know him. He just wants money. You need to relax. No, he doesn't. He does. And that was meant to be a plot. There's also, I remember there being a scene where they were, like, fixing a wardrobe or a bookshelf or something. Poppy bought a bookshelf, and she didn't know how to make it. So Branch didn't know how to make it either, so then they tried making it together, and it was a disaster. But there's this thing that when you start building something, like, if you construct something together and eventually you figure out how it works, you, like, start getting deep. You, like, start having very, very deep conversation. I don't know what it is about building bookshelves, but it happens. And they actually started talking about, like, college or something and their friends and how Branch didn't have any friends. And he eventually let it slip at some point that he was interested in somebody. And I don't know how he did it, but then Poppy, like, jumped on it immediately, and she was so eager to know more about it and help him out.
And then they fucked.
Like, yes, that was meant to be part of the story at some point, but it didn't end up happening.
That is actually another fan fiction that happened. That was spurred by me. I didn't write it, but it was spurred by me that a fan fiction like that happened, where she tried to press him for someone that he liked, and she worked that confession out of him, and then they fucked.
And then they fucked.
Yes.
Amazing. They didn't fuck in this one.
No.
Yeah. As the thing with the bookshelf, they were also playing pool at some point. I'm not sure what happened there, but they were playing pool. I realize now that I think about it, these scenes didn't have much relevance to anything, because they were very, very specific. They were playing pool. They were talking about something. There was also that thing I think I mentioned, I wrote it down on my blog somewhere, but Branch, like, tried to ask out this one girl, and it didn't work out. But now I'm thinking it over, it could have been Bridget, and he tried.
And then they became friends?
Yeah, and then they became friends. That would have been so cute.
Yeah.
Originally, like, another girl, I didn't know her name, but she actually seemed a lot like Bridget now that I think about it. She was really shy. She was really, like, very, very bright and smart, but she just didn't talk a lot. It could have been Bridget.
You made Bridget.
Yes. Amazing.
I don't a lot of things that I'm going to end up drawing that are really, really old requests that I don't even know if these people still follow me or anything like that, which really old requests that I'm probably gonna still make. But one thing that I was considering making and never did was a comic cloud guy who lives on the sidewalk of where Branch and Poppy live was going to get arrested, and Branch was going to try to come at his defense or something like that, which is, I had the idea, the gist of, and I even had facial expressions that I really wanted. Like, I knew how it was going to look, but I didn't know enough of how I was going to follow through with that to actually eventually make it. So that was something that you guys missed out on, but...
It's interesting. Like, what did he get arrested for?
Just selling weed.
What was Branch doing there?
No, he fucking saw him outside the window getting arrested. He wanted, and he felt bad.
I'm allowed to yell at him and punch him, but police aren't allowed to touch him. Leave him alone.
Yeah, basically where he felt attached enough to Cloud Guy and familiar enough with him where he felt the need to send him. Or something like... It wasn't even that he was caught. He was just suspected of selling weed because he smokes it and shit like that. But,
I mean, he did, probably. But...
Yeah, he probably has a fucking garden somewhere, where in some back alley. an organic juice shop where basically I think that in the back alley of that he probably grows pot.
I can imagine like one time he's just annoying the hell out of Branch and then Branch ends up chasing him and they just stumble upon his weed garden.
Oh, absolutely.
What the fuck, dude?
So the police were after you for a reason, huh?
Yes.
The Sour Sugar Cube blog asked if you had to write a Trolls crossover fanfic, what would it be? And I also tend not to. I used to be really into crossovers when I was in school, because that's the way that middle school just is. So much anymore, but if I had a gun to my head, do Rayman just because the scenery is so similar and it feels like that would visually mesh well.
Does that mean like the trolls are getting eaten by rabbits?
No, fuck the rabbits. The rabbits are not gonna be involved in this. If no,
I hate the rabbits.
No, I hate them so much, and I hate them because they're the reason that Rayman 4 didn't exist, and the concept art is really beautiful, and we didn't get that game. We didn't get that game, and instead we got rabbits, and I'm really pissed about that. Thomas asked, ghosts.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure. I'm agnostic, and I would really like to believe that there's an afterlife, mostly because I don't like the feeling of being out of the loop. Like, I want to know about the animated movies and TV shows and all this art that comes out long after I'm dead. I want there to be some semblance of an afterlife where I can interact with the world indirectly.
That's all you want to know about life after you die.
Yes, I want to know what art is going to be made after I die. If ghosts are real, the Haunted Mansion is fucked. Like, there are so many people who just are gonna live in the Haunted Mansion as ghosts. I assure you, there's well over 1,000 ghosts in there. What merch do you have? I'm gonna get into this before I do anything, because I want to start drawing something, and I can't do that if I'm showing off all the merchandise. So, the first thing that I have, the things that I don't have here because I can't show them, are my sister's plushes that she made, which I don't want to move them, that might upset her, and she also has a minky blanket that she was given as a gift. I have one as well, and I can't unbury it from, it's not under my bed, but it's so wedged behind my bed that I can't get to it right now, but it's just got Branch and Poppy on it. It says Cupcakes and Rainbows. What I have this 2017 calendar that I was really pissed because I was born in July, and this always fucking happens to me. The one in June is the only one that has Branch on it. And so this happened, when Ratatouille first came out 10 years ago, we got a Ratatouille calendar. And I really wanted my birth month to be the scene where he was looking really cute inside the jar, so much so that that Linguini couldn't kill him. And it was June. And so it's always fucking June or August. It's really, really close, and I got this for Christmas. And among other things that I got for Christmas were this is probably dry now, but it's Model Magic. It's Trolls Model Magic, where you can make Poppy and Biggie. I think it was the same Christmas, or it might have just been my mom got this for me for no reason. Was that it was like a little book that I genuinely can't find right now. I destroyed my closet looking for it, so you're not going to see that, but it did have stickers inside that I never used. There it is, and it was a book that basically introduced everyone in the snack pack, including Creek, and what I always thought was really interesting was that I guess they didn't want to spoil the movie, but so they just said like, oh yeah, Creek does yoga. Also, did you know that his freckles are glittery? Like, like, that's all they want to write about him because they don't want to spoil it or anything, but it's always like, oh yeah, he's got glitter freckles. you know, just like everyone else has glitter freckles. But you know, we're gonna specifically say that about him because we don't have anything else we want to say about him. And
okay, what's his personality like?
Yeah,
Freckles.
yeah. I remember the coloring book, which I don't have. I don't like coloring books. Of Branch looking at Creek suspiciously, and it says, the caption says, "Branch doesn't trust Creek, do you?" So that was their attempt at not spoiling it. I have the Blu-ray DVD that was the Target exclusive, so it came with a special case. Also had the Schmencels, which I showed off earlier, but I'm aware that a few of you are new to my blog and did not get to see the Schmencels. So they're based on the characters. There's Suki, Branch, Poppy, and Biggie. And you probably can't see that because the lighting is really bad. But they have the pictures on it. And so Schmencels were introduced when I was in middle school, I think. And they're scented pencils, basically. The ends, the wood smells really good, and they're made out of recycled paper, so they're eco-friendly and stuff like that. But I don't use them because I don't use I use mechanical pencils only, but they just smell good. Suki smells like tangerine, smells like cotton candy, Poppy smells like strawberry, and Biggie smells like cupcake, which this doesn't actually smell like cupcake, this smells putrid. Like, they couldn't get the...
smells putrid.
They couldn't get the cupcake smell right for whatever reason. It does not smell good. Wait, let me double check. It doesn't smell like anything. Hang on.
I like to think that it's canon now that Biggie smells awful.
It smells like really faintly of licorice. So that might have been what it smelled like when it first, because these are kind of old, so they lose their scent over time. But that's why I was saying, Branch keeps getting associated with cotton candy, and that smells really good too. And it smells a little sour, but like kind of like a berry. He keeps getting associated with cotton candy in all the Trolls merchandise, so that's what people have kind of debated over whether he tastes like what his flavor is. He tastes like blueberries or something like that. I genuinely think that he tastes like cotton candy because they keep trying to push that. Poppy strawberries, obviously, and there was no debate over what she tasted like or smelled like, I guess. Suki is tangerine, and ooh, that I think is a good scent. It smells really, really strong. I guess the cap on this is really, really tight, so I guess that it kept the scent in really well, but that was really strong. I almost gasped myself. Trolls trading cards, which were just little scenes from the movie. I can't even figure out how to get them out of the thing anymore, but I wanted to keep it in the foil because I thought it looked cute. Basically the stuff that you find with the trading cards at Target. There's a little tin, it's got satin and chenille on it. And it just had magnets inside and stickers. And so the magnets are on the fridge now. It's Branch, Poppy, Bridget, and Cloud Guy. So we have Cloud Guy protecting our fridge.
Thank God.
And I have 3 issues of the Paper Cuts comics. I don't like these. I'm not paying...
comics you don't like.
I'm not paying any more money for these. I know they made a 4th, 5th one. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they might be up to 8 now. I'm really not sure, but I'm not interested. Can someone start scanning these? Because I don't... I'm not, like, happy with the quality of these. I wouldn't pay money for these.
But you kind of want to know what happens.
I want to know what they're trying to... I don't even think these are canon, because Branch, they're just not coloring him, like, at all.
They never color him right. We know this.
I have a game of Trolls Operation that's probably incomplete. The notable thing about this was that Branch, it's Operation, but it's like you're getting charms out of their hair, so not really Operation. But Branch, one of the charms that's in his hair is a little crown. So do with that what you will. So maybe someday. I highly doubt that the Trolls Operation game is gonna give us the secret canon in which Branch becomes king. I have 3 notebooks. Went to me, one went to my sister, which had Branch and Poppy on it, and which had Lady Glitter sparkles on it, which is really, really cute, and Poppy was in her wig and stuff like that. To one of my friends who is quite literally the epitome of Lady Glitter sparkles. Like, she is Bridget. She is Bridget. I love her, and she's so sweet, and I don't know if she's watching this, but shout out. To the Branch plush keychain, which I used to carry around on my backpack a lot. There's a close-up picture of him on my blog, too. I'm still looking for the Poppy one. I can't find it because it gets sold out really quick. I might be getting that for Christmas. I'm not sure. But even if I don't, it's fine. I have money. I can just look for it. And then I have a Build-A-Bear branch that my girlfriend gave me, I think, for my birthday. No, I think for Valentine's. Yeah, she gave this to me for Valentine's Day this year. It was a branch Build-A-Bear. I don't want to have to say this, but his birth certificate, because Build-A-Bears come with birth certificates, says that his skin is green, and I don't like that. I don't fucking like that. I don't like that shit. DreamWorks, don't fucking ever do that again.
You're gonna sue Build-A-Bear now.
Yeah. I have this, like, it's a flashlight keychain, I guess, but I kind of just pair it with all my other figurines because it's plastic, and it's supposed to have candy inside, but the candy tasted terrible. These things where you're supposed to, like, be able to move the hair that came in cereal boxes. My nephew hates these a lot. I guess he really doesn't like how the hair feels. We have 2 biggies and 1 branch, and Mama just kept throwing them at us because she eats so much cereal. And then I have Branch and Poppy still in box, and I'm probably going to keep them in box just because I really like how the packaging looks. I wish I had kept Suki in the box, but I loved her too much. I wanted to take her out. But her box, for whatever reason, still has the prototype on it, which was interesting. Now here is a big mess. This isn't even all of them. I wish I could show you this, Lolly, but I have so many, just a big pile of faux hair. That is all of my figurines. All my figurines. I can't find Bridget. I have.
Lost Bridget?
I don't think I lost her. I think that cause she used to be on my computer desk, and kind of destroyed that looking for the sugar paper. So she might just be on the floor. I'm gonna try to find her as soon as possible. She's definitely gonna go into my new room, my new place. The blind bag trolls that I got just because I really love the blind bags. We got them either as gifts or just through. I had to get a couple of them off eBay because we needed some really, really quickly for my friend who's very much like Lady Glitter Sparkles dressed up as Lady Glitter Sparkles for FanimeCon, and we needed a little Branch and Poppy to go in her hair. Back trolls that I have Karma, I can't remember, you showed me a picture of a pink glitter troll earlier. I think this is her. So these 2, I have one that is just like a bedtime troll. She's sleeping, and she's got a moon on her dress.
That's her personality.
Yeah, she's just sleepy. I have Harper. This might be my sister's, because she got a couple of them as a gift. And I don't have Poppy anymore because that went to the wig, but I have like 3 branches that I can't find. And then, you're gonna like this, I have a blind bag version of the clown. I got this was, so the blind bags, just as like...
He has a name, that clown. Hang on, I need to look it up.
Does he?
Yeah, I have a whole set of these and their names. I just need...
So yeah, this was one, so the blind bags, just as context, it's really easy to figure out what they are. Like, I've purposely picked out Creek from a bunch of them just to give to my, Lady Glitter Sparkles friend as a joke.
Wow.
And, so usually you can basically pick and choose which one you want to get. One that I got, just like, I'm gonna take a random chance and just grab one and buy it. And I got the clown, which, please tell me what his name is.
The clown is called Uncle Ron Jr.
What?
Uncle Ron Jr. is the name of the clown.
Like Ronald McDonald?
Uncle Ron Jr.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's his name.
I don't want to tag that. His tag, okay, his tag on my blog is the clown. And I'm actually...
He will stay as the clown.
Yes.
But that is his legal name.
And I'm also, so I have 2 Guy Diamonds. One of them I bought an impulse buy because he had the cute stamps in his hair. Another one I got in a set that I might actually remove the paint and the glitter and repaint him to be the clown. Because he's got the same kind of facial mold. I have Poppy with her coronation outfit from the the deleted scene kind of thing. It's got her crown and it's got a little flame, and my favorite part, which is why I bought it, it's got sculpted bangs, which the earlier Poppies either didn't have bangs or they had these really bad looking hair
bangs.
Really
weird early Poppy with like pearls or something in her hair. Do you remember that?
I have Harper, and I have Smidge, and, oh, sorry, I'm covering Smidge. She's got her bow that I had to put way down below because it weighs the hair down. I've got Suki, and I've got Branch, who is in miscolored clothes, so he's got a blue vest and yellow pants, which I never thought that he would ever fucking wear. I might,
burn them.
Yeah, I might repaint this one, just because the colors look really weird. They don't really go with anything, like, any part of his body. The yellow looks better on him than it does on Creek, I'll give him that. But it just, I'd probably, like, make it, like, a light green, like a bright lime green instead of yellow. And I wanted to say something because these dolls are 3 inches. In the art book, that says, because I think we're still having a debate on how big trolls are. Sorry, I have Satin and Chenille, too. We glued their hair together because they come separated, but, like, connected with a bow clip. So we glued their hair together. Sorry. People seem to be still debating that they think that trolls are, like, only a few inches tall. The art book says that they're 6 inches, which I don't know how big you guys think 6 inches is, but my hand can stretch up to 6 inches. It's pretty damn big. I have, I think, 6-inch chopsticks that I could compare them to, but yeah, they'd be pretty big. Like, if they sat in your palm, they'd be decently big. They'd feel like a small toy, not like a little mini figurine. On that fact, they actually look like they're 3 inches in the movie, and I think that this is because Bergens are probably twice our size.
I don't think they're that much bigger. Like, maybe a good bit.
Yeah, they're probably, like, I would say that the average human person is just a little taller, slightly tall, not slightly, like, maybe a foot or 2 taller than Bridget and Gristle, who are really short.
Like the smaller ones. Like, I imagine they'd be around the same size.
Yeah.
Shorter.
So, like, Bergens are pretty fucking, like, I don't think people take the size comparison because of the Bergens, but I think it's just that the Bergens are really, really big.
Possibly.
So that's all the merchandise that I have with me. I probably have more that I don't know about. I'm gonna start. This one says, how did you get the idea for Branch and Poppy's last names? How did you get, where did you get Branch's first name, and was there even a last name for Poppy?
I'll say that in the story I never, like, gave them specific last names because, I don't know, I felt, see, the thing about when you make, like, human AUs, we did it differently. You, like, gave them all different, more details, adding on to the whole human thing. Like, you gave them ethnicities, you gave them races and last names and
a place of living.
Star signs and everything else.
Oh yeah, no, did I? Oh yeah, I didn't complete. Yeah, I did give a couple of them star signs. Yeah.
Yeah. And you, like, went very into detail about it. While I was like, my whole idea of it was, okay, So they're the characters from Trolls, but then we put them somewhere else. They're people now, and I wanted to I didn't want to ruin any kind of illusion about it, and so I didn't give them any of the last names. I gave them Branch his first name because it was just stupid. I couldn't just refer to him as Branch. His parents did not name him that. You came up with a more creative thing that his name wasn't actually Branch, but something else.
Oh, did I ever say that on my blog?
I think you did.
I don't think
Yeah, you did.
Did I? Oh, yeah, that was when someone asked about the Coraline AU. Yeah, so I did. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, his name, he's called Branch as his nickname because Poppy couldn't pronounce Brandon. She go, when she was a toddler, she'd go, Branch. And that's all she could say.
Both of his names came from Poppy in both ways.
Yeah.
In both ways, yeah. I actually mentioned his first name in the story exactly. I mentioned it in other places, but the story itself had to remain Trolls. I don't know what I'm talking about. He had to say Branch. I didn't want him to have another name, but I wanted it to make sense at the same time. Why he was called Branch in the first place. I think I didn't give Poppy a last name either. I think that a lot of people have said, a lot of people, when they make human AUs, they give her last name to be King.
I don't want to say, I don't want to be mean. Do whatever you want as a fandom, but I personally wasn't too into that, which is why I tried to give her a... So you'll hear this later, but her name is more personal to her as a person instead of her role as royalty.
I don't have a problem with the name exactly. I just didn't want her to have a last name at all, but I got interested, where did that name come from? Who started it?
I believe. It might be wrong. They might have used the name. I know that also the name Corona was. This is just crown in Spanish. But well, yeah. I guess you don't speak Spanish. Sorry.
No.
I think Poppy King came from Typo Lovers, Human AU, which preceded yours by I think a couple weeks.
What's it called? Hang on. I'm taking the wrong way. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually do love that one. It's really good. Yeah, that's the first one that has it. I do think it's a good name. I like it. It got very, very popular. A lot of different people used it. A lot of my friends use it in their stories and everything, so. But yeah, I never wanted to use any sort of last name. I think the only person in the story that I gave a last name was Creek. I'm not sure why I gave him a last name. I think he needed one. I don't know. I think I wanted to set up his mother more. Yeah, his name is Creek Loose. I'm not sure why. I think it's just the whole...
Oh, it's much better than the reasoning behind my last name for Creek. I'll give you that, though.
What was your last name for Creek?
I just looked up really popular British last names, and I wanted to kind of foreshadow his ill nature, so I just put that one because it had the word sin in it.
Creek the sinner.
Yeah, and he's not even really a sinner, but in the traditional sense, but yeah.
His name is Luce because his mother changed her last name to Luce. No, what did she do? Yeah, she didn't marry the dad, but she did take his last name, which I don't even think was his last name. There was that's not an official name at all, but they have it written down as that. But if she hadn't taken his last name, his name would be Creek Whittington. Is that what it is? That's such a stupid name, but I love it.
It fits him. Hang on. Creative that gave her name meaning, but I wanted it to be a believable last name. This could actually be a Japanese person's last name. So I looked up actual last names, and I found Hanako, which means flower child. And I wanted that to be the family last name because it really suits her and it suits Peppy a lot, and it suits the whole family, but that's where she gets her last name from, and yeah, so yeah. Oh yeah, no, when I realized that people started calling Creek Flower Child a lot, that was probably not a good...
Forget what Flower Child is. It's very, very pretty.
Yeah. Branch's name is actually from my grandmother's maiden name, Figueroa, which means fig tree. So, tree, branch, kind of on the same mindset there, but I misspelled it. I misspelled it for the first 6 or 7 months that I had made it. It's not with an A at the middle, it's UE. So this was one that I guess I saved it because I wanted to get kind of on par with the Coraline AU. It said, you should draw more stuff from Coraline, we all want Corby to happen. Where I actually was going to say, when I was in middle school, I wanted to start this really long-winded Coraline fanfiction, where it was basically Kingdom Hearts, where there was a different key that when you put it through the door, that it would take you to a different world, and it was really convoluted and Kingdom Hearts-like. It made me want to ask you, were you ever, like, thinking when the movie came out that you wanted to write fan fiction for it?
I don't know if I thought I'd be able to write fan fiction at that point. I remember, not exactly when the movie came out, but I didn't have internet when the movie came out, but like when I got into like the internet and realized there was a whole subsection to like Coraline and Wybie getting shipped, and then I was very, very interested in that. And I read that one fiction that I sent you, and that was great.
That was great. He was not.
That was amazing.
He was not working on his bike.
He was not.
He wasn't.
He was something else. But yeah, I didn't think I'd be able to write a fanfiction, and if I did, I wouldn't know what it would have been. It probably would have been. I wasn't good with big plots. I'm still not, but like it would have been very, very simple. Probably just them kissing or something. I don't know.
A one shot, like more or less. This one asked, you said a long time ago that some of the Trolls requests you got would be made into comics. Are you going to do more, or was that just one, or is it just that one that you wanted to make into a comic? So they're referring to when I made basically it was kind of in the style of a comic book that I drew a request where Poppy wakes up drunk in Branch's bunker, and
oh yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, so I'm not happy with that one. I'm probably going to redo it if I ever get to it again. But for those asking if I'm ever going to make more into the comics, you got a nice surprise coming your way that I'm not going to say when it's going to happen, because that would put a deadline on me that I'm not ready to face, because I'm not ready to be an adult. Were you ever able to get into the Trolls website? Not as far as I remember. I still don't know my login information, and my sister is not interested in trying at the moment. So this person, Anonymous, asked, how do you feel when people write Spanish in Voltron fanfiction?
Yes. Voltron fanfictions you've read, how do you feel about it?
I don't watch Voltron. I've never read any of the fan fiction. I think that sometimes I'll reblog fan art because I just think the art is cute. People writing Spanish, like, this happened a lot in the Book of Life fanfiction archive, where you could very clearly tell when a white person was writing this, is that they'd give their OCs names that were not Spanish names, or they would give them Spanish names, but they were clearly misspelled, like they'd use a PH, which there is none in Spanish. There was, they'll throw in Spanish at stupid moments. This was really bad in the Gravity Falls fandom, because I scoured a lot of, I think the ship is called Mermable, I think, for Mabel and Mermondo.
Yes.
Which, so...
I was trying to think, like, who's Spanish in Gravity Falls? I mean, there's Zeus, but...
Zeus, yeah. There was one fanfiction that threw in Spanish at really stupid moments, like, in the way that no one that like, okay, I'm not even fluent, but I grew up hearing Spanish, so I have an ear for it. That they would say, when I say at stupid moments, it's just like in a way that's not natural. for Spanish speakers to speak is that they'd say my padres instead of saying mis padres. So like when they're referring to their parents, that's no one says that. They would not put their possessive pronouns as English and then the actual subject as Spanish. And then they spelled amor as amore, so they put the Italian version in instead of the Spanish version of the word amor, for love. And they would use it also where they would say, you're my amor, instead of mi amor, which is just, it's so, you can hear it when I say mi amor. It's such a thing where we would not say the English possessive pronouns, where it's just like one word almost. And so I have a very vivid memory of messaging the fanfiction writer saying, I wasn't even saying it angrily, but I also was, a notable thing was that I was signed in as a guest because I was too lazy to log in. And I said, hey, this isn't how Spanish works, this isn't how Spanglish works. Also, you're putting the Italian version of amor in. And in their author's notes in the next chapter, on fanfiction.net, by the way, this is kind of why I don't really scour fanfiction.net as much anymore. They went on a tirade about how, well, I'm just using Google Translate, and if you have a problem with it, maybe you should make an account, make your own fanfiction instead of hiding behind a guest signature. And I was like, okay. And then I messaged them privately because I actually logged in and I said, hey, I actually do have an account. And that was kind of rude because you apologized for it. And then they apologized profusely and then started being 100% nicer to me because they found out that I had a fanfiction account. I don't know why logging in as a guest made such a big difference. I was trying to call them out on not knowing Spanish.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Those are more or less my experiences with hearing Spanish. I think there were a couple ones where Branch was speaking Spanish, and those were like not even on a fanfiction website, or maybe they're on Wattpad or something. I don't go on Wattpad anymore. But I don't remember any being particularly offensive. What's your experience with, do you read Voltron fanfiction? I know that those are especially bad with white people writing people of color, basically, and not doing a good job.
I mean, I think with Voltron, I've only read 2 fanfictions before, and they were all about land, so like, but I think only one of them had him speaking Spanish, and it was written by a white person, and she did get a lot of backlash for it. I don't remember a lot of it, but it was like, you know, as far as I know, there's like a huge problem because a lot of people are mad that man speaking Spanish is being sexualized or something.
Oh, no, yeah, no.
I know he's never actually spoken Spanish in the thing. He might have said like hola or something, I don't know.
Hola. Oh, that was another thing. That was a really bizarre thing that they the Gravity Falls fanfiction misspelled hola as holla. So they put 2 L's. And I was like, I didn't even touch that one. I was like, that's so bad. Sorry, go ahead.
Mermondo saying holla. That's beautiful.
Yeah, the deep dark recesses of the internet back in 2013.
No, but like, I think Lance speaking Spanish is like a very touchy thing, because some people are all for it, and then some people are fully against it, and me, I don't really care. Either way, I don't read a lot of fanfiction anymore.
I think when it comes to people speaking different languages, it's mostly like, the fact that they're speaking a different language, first of all, doesn't inherently sexualize it. Even if they're saying it during sex, it's more like, if you are, if I would say if you aren't treating the character as a character but as a fetish machine, then that's where it gets kind of weird. But, like, at the same time, there are, like, saying that you have a fetish for someone speaking another language that's like, that's passable. Like, I don't see why that's like one of the kinks that people try to say is like racist. Unless you're like full on like, oh, yellow fever or brown, like there are people who reduce a character to literally being a fetish machine, and that's where I think there's a problem. I think it's more of a problem when it happens in real fucking life. Like, yes. I don't know why people don't get them. Like, there was a lot of issues with Madonna sexualizing Latino and black men, and that doesn't make me comfortable, but, like, if someone had, like, a brown character that they're like, oh, yeah, it's like, it's sexy when he speaks Spanish, and then, but they also, like, actually like the character, and will treat the character with respect and as a multidimensional character, even if they're attracted to that, I don't see why that's crucifying, is all.
Fair enough.
Next question. Trolls and Smurfs crossover. Deleted, blocked, and reported. Next question. Your favorite character in Trolls. So that's Trolls spelled with a Z. That's the 2005 show that they're talking about. I think we already know who Lolly's favorite one is. It's Rock.
I like the show.
What?
I actually watched it.
Did you ever watch an episode?
After everyone blew up on my blog about it, I watched like a few episodes of it.
They're on YouTube for free.
Yeah, I know. I found it on YouTube. And I know that there's nostalgia in it, but since I didn't have any nostalgia for it, I was just like, this isn't good.
It's not good, and one of the reasons why I like it now is because it's funny bad, like in the sense that it's extremely dated. Like, I say dated, if anyone who watches it was alive during the early 2000s, they'll get what I mean by dated. Like, it's even in the fucking intro, it goes, grab your spell phone, get your laptop, and it's like, oh boy, you know, we're not. Yeah, it's also very bratty 2000s girl shopping.
They had, like, some good ideas in it, like the whole. I watched like one with there was like Amber that they were dropping onto the
baby, the ritual.
That was a really cool idea.
I also think that it's interesting that only girls can do magic, and it's not a genetic thing, it's a societal thing. Where
and the boys were like, hey.
Oh, so you watched you watched the one where they went back in time, I think?
Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah. So you saw King Simon, the little brat.
Yes.
Oh, I love him. I used to hate Simon, but I like him purely on the basis that he's a brat.
Yeah. I remember just like I go through the ones on YouTube and I just like look through. You know how at the bottom you like click on it, you can see a preview of how the episode goes. A picture of it.
Yeah.
And I just looked for pictures of Rock because he was so
funny,
and I don't know why.
No,
so I just like looked for ones with him in it, and that was the ones I watched.
There's one I think where Ruby, who's Rock's girlfriend, right, thinks that Rock is cheating on her, and they have an argument that is purely just like stupidity. Like Ruby's pretty fucking witty, but she has her moments where she's not smart at all. And it's just like, it's like watching two, it is just watching two blatant idiots arguing with each other and not properly communicating with each other. And they both leave, I think she leaves angrier than when she came in, and he's just really fucking confused.
It was like, I think it was the first episode I watched, and it was like, the pink girl came in, and he just looks at her like, we should know each other.
Yeah. I think it's that she thought that he was cheating on her with Amethyst because for a while she didn't like Amethyst or something, even though they're all supposed to be best friends.
Yeah, that was confusing.
Yeah.
Just hang out with each other and just hate each other on the side.
Yeah, Ruby's got a lot of shade that she likes to throw around, so that's her character.
Alright.
Back to the question, my favorite character used to be Ruby and Onyx. I think I liked Onyx more just because Ruby was a bitch, but I'm starting to like Ruby a lot more because she's a genuinely witty character, even though she is a bitch. Still really like Onyx. Oh my god, did you see the episode with the big race?
The big race. Which one was that?
When Onyx was gonna race this dude that was making fun of her.
There was like a boyfriend in it who was like manipulating her or something. Was that it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Onyx is fucking bi as fuck. Onyx,
probably.
I love her so much. I like Topaz just because she's really fun. No, she's comically stupid. I would love if in Steven Universe there was a Topaz that was just Topaz from Trolls and was just fucking. I think that there's an episode where they're talking and she's just staring with a blank 1,000-mile brain dead stare, and it's the funniest thing that I've ever seen out of that show. So this is another one that you got. It says, what's grown-up Branch's job? So, you already answered this. I think that other people even were asked this question and answered it for their Human AU. My branch is, so I kind of went with the poetry aspect, and so he works full-time as a librarian, and then on the side he submits his poetry for publishing, basically. And I don't know how much librarians make in San Francisco. I hope it's enough to support them, because Poppy's a fucking teacher with a theater thing on the side, and you ain't gonna see a teacher who can, like, live in San Francisco. Unfortunately, this is really underpaid in America. How are teachers paid in the UK?
Better, I think.
I'm
almost certain they're paid pretty good. Yeah.
I heard that in Finland they're paid like doctors or something like that.
Oh.
No? Okay.
I don't know. I have no idea. I think they're paid pretty good. I could be wrong. I could be dead wrong, but I think they are.
Next question. Satin only dated Guy in the first place because she's a fucking scaly. She demanded he wear a homemade dragon tail during their first date. Deleted, reported, and blocked.
I fucking know who that is. Fuck you, man. Alright. Yes, but that's true.
My last question that I got was... well, because I have a couple more that I don't think are meant for this video at all. So, the last one that I got is more of the 2005 Trolls. It says, what do you think Poppy and Branch would be like if they were in the Trolls universe? So, 2005 Trolls. They would be more... So, what I like about the 2016 version is that the characters aren't one-dimensional. They'd kind of be pretty one-dimensional if they were in the Trolls series.
Yeah. And Poppy would probably still be in that little girl group, wouldn't she?
Yes, that's what. So when I first saw 2016 promotional art for Trolls, I thought they fucking ripped off Amethyst. They ripped off Amethyst from Trolls from the 2005 show. She would. It was a
good ripoff.
Yes. Oh my god. No, she's a better character than Amethyst is. Completely. I think that because it was 2005, they would straight up make Branch emo. Like, that's just because that's what the thing to be was in 2005, 2006. It'd absolutely be emo. Or, like, a little kid version of emo, obviously.
People asked us before, what's middle school Branch like? That's what middle school Branch was like.
Yeah, that's, like, if you weren't alive or, not alive, but, like, if you were a very small child, or is anyone who born in 2007, yeah, you can't be on Tumblr, you'd be 10. If you were a small, very, very small child during that time, I don't think you would understand, like, just, it was really hellish. Like, everything was, like, Kingdom Hearts, Invader Zim, My Chemical Romance, random humor was a widespread thing. Everyone was on DeviantArt, everyone was furries, like, not everyone was furries, but, like, there were sparklewolves, personas that,
you had to be a furry to fit in.
No, yeah, no, it wasn't that people were furries, because I don't think that they were old enough to really understand that it was a sex thing, but they were making, like, personas all the time that were really, like, eye-bleeding kind of colors. That's what they're called, sparklewolves. It was really cool to be edgy, basically, but also like random. Like, so it was quirky, and oh yeah, everyone also liked Happy Tree Friends and stuff like that. So just weird, edgy emo shit. That was the thing to be back then. So if he was in Trolls, he would absolutely be the epitome of that the emo culture that was at the time. Poppy, I don't think she would be so random, because I don't think that they would put a character like that in Trolls in the 2005 series. Because they made a character who is like emo aesthetic, who is supposed to be Onyx's love interest, and then he was never in the show. So they did that, but I don't think they'd put like a RAR XD kind of character, Waffles XD. She'd probably just be like really hyperactive. I don't know. What do you think? If she was reduced to the pop culture of the girly pop culture of 2005, what do you think?
I think it'd be kind of weird if like she was in the show alongside Amethyst, because
yeah, she would.
They have a very similar
appearance.
Style. And whoever was watching it would pretty much say, "We gotta drop one of these girls."
No, yeah, that's actually something that I really liked about the 2005 series, is that all of the characters, all of them look unique. They had really good character design. All of the background characters had kind of like unique hairstyles, and I really wish that they didn't feel so copy paste in the 2016 movie. I get why, especially when you make a cast that big. It's forgivable, but I prefer that when everyone looked unique in the 2005 series. They probably, I guess, to make her look different than Amethyst, they'd probably use her ponytail. She's definitely got...
She should be your sister or something.
Yeah, she's got different bangs for sure. She would probably... I don't know, but would she... Amethyst is a type of quartz. She'd probably have like a and I'm not saying that, like, this was before Steven Universe was a thing. She'd probably have a rose quartz gem. Branch would probably be called Boulder. I don't think there is a Boulder. I think there's just a Rock. I thought that Rock's name was Boulder because it was equally stupid.
If he was just like Rock's brother, who just was so different from Rock.
Yeah, it's Amethyst's sister and Rock's brother, basically. And Poppy would have to have an annoying pet character, because all the characters had annoying pets that were often not even in the show either. She'd probably, I don't know, she'd have a caterpillar, I guess. Because Amethyst had a chihuahua, which was awful looking. It had her hair. Oh no, yeah.
Gotta make toys somehow.
If Poppy had an annoying pet character, it would have her hair. Because that's what all the trolls had pets that had their hairstyle. Yeah, and they would
to style their hair just like theirs.
They would absolutely also be in a romantic relationship with no preceding information or context whatsoever.
Yeah,
because that's what they.
Like, I noticed there was just this group of boys.
Yeah.
Who just kind of existed.
No, yeah, and a lot of them were rarely, if ever, in the show. Like I said, Onyx's boyfriend, I don't think was ever really in the show at all.
Was Onyx's boyfriend not like the guy with the guitar?
Probably. Oh, no, it was, Topaz's supposed love interest that she never interacted with ever, which was the one, which is Jasper, who was bald. He got bald in the first episode, because they pranked him.
I remember that episode.
They pranked him. And, yeah, they just never interact with each other. But I think that it would be more of a case like Ruby and Rock, where they actually did interact a lot more, just because they have a character dynamic that's interesting.
I noticed there was, like, you felt like there was some stuff going on that they weren't showing, because they seemed to be, like, fighting off screen, like, a lot.
He's pussy whipped. Absolutely. Yes. But I also think it's because he doesn't really know any better, and so she kind of takes care of him in that regard.
He's dead, Wolfsburg.
I think that that Branch and Poppy would be the couple that they'll fight, but it's not over relationship shit. It's over like, I want more streamers for the party. No, don't do that. It needs to look more plain. Or black streamers because he's really unironically edgy and shit like that. So it would be like over shit that's really relevant to their one-dimensional personalities, instead of like actual relationship shit that Ruby and Rock went through a lot. I'm surprised that they didn't actually break up, but
it was a ride anyway.
But it's a girls show that had forced romance, so I don't think that they would do that. There's not a lot of story. This is not deeper than anything that you might think. It's just a fucking little girls show from the early 2000s. That's all the questions that I've got. So I'll just let's say our goodbyes. So, bye.